Hello everyone, I'm Tracy Koga. Welcome to a special edition of Hue at Home. And right now in this beautiful white seat, poolside, this does not get much better than this, does it, Rana?
It's beautiful.
So Rana Bokhari, mayoral candidate. And Rana, this has been a wild, wild ride. And I have to warn you tonight, we have some of the best of the women in Winnipeg here.
Agreed.
That want to leave tonight knowing something about you.
I say they should leave here knowing everything about me. So you guys got to ask the good questions, because I'm here for it.
Yes. Well, okay, so now just to preface this, we've been through summer. We're heading into the last leg of the race.
Yeah, the 50-something days that are left in this campaign, absolutely.
And?
I still don't have an RV. So I'll start with that. I still don't have my my dream campaign office, which was was really thought out. And you know this, as Tracy has been working with me on this campaign. But I had this vision in my mind of a few things. Number one, I wanted an all-female team. I wanted to be surrounded by fierce women who were leading the charge and making history, and we did that. And the second thing I wanted was to have the ability to meet people where they were at. And so we had this RV and we wrapped it and it was prepared and it was accessible, and we did all these cool things so we could go to people and they could meet with us, and they didn't have to chase me, but I was going to go to them. And then it got broken. Catalytic converter got stolen, so we're still waiting on that, but good wishes, send them my way so we can get that fixed so I can hit the road again.
Well, there's been a lot of crazy bumps along the road, and you wanted tough questions.
Absolutely.
First polls came out.
Yes.
Not so good.
No.
But we knew that because
we were prepared.
People did not know who Rana is. So
No.
The big question, who is Rana? What does she stand for? What's her platform? Yada, yada, yada.
Oh, yeah, all the good questions, which are so important for democracy. Like, they're so important to ask those questions. And, what's interesting for me is because I've done the whole political thing before, I'm very aware of polls, and I'm very aware of how campaigns work. So, I remember when I was the Liberal leader back in the day, when I was very young, like that was like 7 years ago, so my early 30s. And, I remember Brian Bowman being at 3%, that poll, the same poll that I was, 7 or 8%. And I remember I knew Brian and I met him one time and I said, I don't even need to know who you are and what you're about, because I know you're a man of integrity. That much I know. And as the 8 years have gone on with him, I definitely don't agree with every action he has ever taken. But the one thing I know is he's not a backroom deal guy. He's not a shady person. He's like me, because I think that when you're trained as a lawyer, there are certain things that we are so terrified of doing that we just don't do them, simply because our entire our name on the roll depends on that, right? Like, we are so held to such a high standard when it comes to that. So I remember that 3%, and then when I was at 7, I was like, woohoo! Like I'm higher than Bowman was during that first poll. So there was that. So I'm not deeply disappointed in that at all. But what I am is excited to share who I am and what I'm about. And the first thing when people ask me that question, I'm immediately like, I am who I am. There's nothing really fake, and unfortunately that's bad for politics in this day and age, that if you don't have that kind of fake persona, it's very difficult to make it in politics. People expect you to have this game on all the time, and I just am not that. I didn't grow up in that world. I didn't grow up through that lens. It's not who I am as a woman, as a person, as a professional. So I've always chosen to not do that. I think that if Winnipeggers want somebody who's a value-based person, that's who I am. I'm a value-based person. I believe in values. I believe in truth, and I believe in justice, and I believe in accountability and transparency. What I don't really fall into is ideologies, and I think that is a lesson that I learned throughout my political career, is that ideologies are never going to serve us. What we need to do is, it's always facts and figures, it's always numbers, and it's always who are we as people. And for me, when I started this campaign, it was about who are we as Winnipeggers, as a whole. Do we have a common thread that runs through all of us as people of the city? And there is. Mm-hmm. We are people of community. We are known to be people of community. When things happen, we can turn to each other and lift each other out of the darkest places.
Oh, so a question for you.
Please.
As mayor, or if you were mayor right now.
When I'm mayor. Yes.
When you're mayor. No, in Saskatchewan, in those small towns.
Oh.
What has happened in the last 3 to 4 days? And we felt the ripple effect of that. Mm-hmm. How would you talk to those people?
Absolutely, and that's a great question. And I spent so much of my last 7 years, my entire practice was doing general counsel work for First Nations. So that's all I know. That is my entire legal career. So when I announced that I wanted, didn't matter what the province said, but I wanted safe consumption sites. And people were like, well, you're just giving people drugs. No. What we're doing is, on the one hand, we're dealing with human beings. We're dealing with people who are in the worst crisis in their life. They're consumed by drug addiction. They're consumed by all sorts of trauma. And they are, because of that, violent, and they are dealing with other things. It's a public safety issue. It's a public safety issue to have people take whatever drug that they're going to take anyways. They're not going to stop taking them until we have provided them with the addiction services that they need, the social services that they need, the mental health services that they need. So that is why it is a known fact that safe consumption sites actually help with public crime issues, with issues that are happening on the streets, because when they are consumed by their addiction, unfortunately, they are in a safe space. They're in a space where they have dignity and they have respect, but they're doing what they are addicted to do. And what becomes a challenge for me is the fact that we know now in 2022 that addiction is under the DSM as a mental health issue. It is now considered a mental health issue. So I have difficulties with, on the one hand saying, we have to support mental health workers. We have to take care of the mental health of all Winnipeggers, the youth, the people who basically post-COVID have dealt with so much. But on the other hand, well, if you're a certain type of person and you look a certain way, that's not accessible to you. That doesn't make sense to me. You either believe that we support mental health services or you don't. That's just the fact. And if we do, which I believe that we do, and I believe that we don't want crime on our street, I believe that you don't want to be in River Heights right now getting broken into every second of the day. I believe you don't want to be in my neighborhood getting my car broken into, my RV broken into, blah, blah, like the list goes on and on. It is not safe, but it's not safe because we have people consumed in their addiction on the street. Now, wouldn't it be much safer for all parties if they were in a safe space while they're in their addiction, not on the street while they're in their addiction with a hatchet, with a knife, stealing? It's just, to me, it doesn't make sense, and I know people agree with it, some people don't, but I think that we've tried everything else. More police is not going to solve this issue. We've done everything else. We need a solution to this, and I believe that is one step. It's not the entire solution, but it is one step towards a bigger solution.
Robin, you've been standing there waving your arms. Do you have something to say about that?
Yes, g'day.
Please.
Like, I think safe consumption sites, like needle exchange programs. I think, like, in New Zealand, when I was living there for a while, one of the things they talked about were wet houses, that people could come, still be in their addiction and get support. And if we allow people to be in those places and we support them and actually not judge them, but be with them and support them to take whatever step it is for them. For some people it is abstinence. For some people it's harm reduction. For some people it's medicated assisted changes. The statistics across the world say where people have done that, it makes a massive difference. And you know, I do some work with we actually have a understanding homelessness workshop about treating people as people. And sometimes people aren't treated as people, and if you're not treated as people and you've had trauma and you're still getting all this stuff, like, it's no wonder we have the problems that we have. So Rana, thank you for mentioning that. Yes, I hadn't heard you say that, and I did go, woohoo!
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And again, you know, like I said, I have nothing to, you know, I have to walk out of this campaign, and I have to be the mayor. I have to live my life at 45 years old with integrity and making decisions that are based on the goodness of people. That, you know, I don't want to live in a world, it's just not who I am as a person. And I think that we could, you know, people hear me say this often, you know, whether it was in law, whether it was in politics, I will always choose people over politics. I will always choose people. Because when you choose people, the things work themselves out. They get to where they need to go. But when we stop thinking about people and we start thinking about everything else, we are not going to get to where we need to go. And again, you know, whether you individually care or not about that person, you must care about your public safety. You must care about your property getting broken into. You must care that you can't walk down the street. You must care that when I was on one ride along with the police, we had to stop 4 people with hatchets. I mean, we must care about those things, right? So, you know, it's an option that encompasses both parties, and I believe for it to be the right thing to do, and you know, and I stand by it. I think it's the right thing to do.
Wow. Does anybody else have anything that they want to add? Robin stands poised.
She's ready to go.
I know that there may be some more questions coming, but I want to go now to another, I guess, pillar or platform, and that's the environment and clean water.
Yes. Oh, see, she just triggered me. The minute you say clean water, right when I walked in.
There's a big pool right there.
Yeah,
I think
let
it's
me
clean.
jump in. But like, I actually can't swim.
There you go.
I actually can't swim, but I love water. So I'm the kind of person who goes to the beach and tells everyone, guys, watch me, stay close to me just in case. But I have good friends, so they always take care of me. So, so this is my issue with water, and I'm just going to explain it the best I can, because it's kind of, it's very nuanced and it's very big. So, and this isn't something new to me. I just have the platform now to speak publicly about it, and I really need Winnipeggers, whether you vote for me or not, please pay attention to what I'm saying. There are 731 kilometers of asbestos pipes in Winnipeg. 731 kilometers, which means that the majority of old homes in Winnipeg that were piped between 1950 and 1970 have asbestos pipes, which means that every time we see a pipe burst, the fibers get disrupted and we have fibers running through our water, which means that when you turn on your tap, you may very well be drinking water with asbestos in it. And what my challenge in this campaign is, this is not sexy. Nobody wants to hear me say it. So I write a letter. I write a letter to Minister LeBlanc, who's a Minister of Infrastructure. And I say, hey, I'm running for mayor. I need you to hear me. I need you to listen to me because we're poisoning people, potentially. And even if we're not, at least tell people. They have the right to know so they can make decisions with dignity and respect for their own families, protect their own families, have that autonomy to make their own decisions about what they do in their lives. No response. And all my letter said was, hey, I know this is happening. You, as the federal government, are doing an infrastructure assessment. You've paraded about this infrastructure assessment. You're very proud of it. And I'm asking you, in that assessment, because the city of Winnipeg only has one form of revenue, which is property tax. I'm not going to put this on people. So you're already doing the job. Why is it that you cannot include asbestos pipes in your assessment? So as a candidate who wants to be mayor, at least I know what I'm dealing with, and I can be honest with Winnipeggers, because no one's been honest with Winnipeggers at all. And I could tell you the latency period for asbestos is 40 years, which means 40 years ago, we are now dealing with the consequences. So I'm also going to say this. If we suddenly see cancers of the gastrointestinal, colon cancers rising, perhaps we should look into that. Perhaps it's not just our food. Perhaps there's actually something deeper going on. And when your own reports, because I'm not just making this up, these are national federal reports. These are national City of Winnipeg reports. And the last City of Winnipeg report actually had a level that was more than the regulated amount that is in the US. So I would ask you guys, why is it that in the 50s to the 70s, the whole world was using asbestos pipes? But the US spent billions of dollars. After being sued, which might be my next case, might be what I have to do for people to hear this, why is it that after they got sued in 1973, they regulated it? EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency in the United States, regulated asbestos. Why? Because they knew it was going to kill their people. They knew it was going to harm their people. So unless there's something that I don't understand, that suddenly when you cross the border, suddenly it doesn't matter anymore, how is it that Canada hasn't regulated it? So for anyone watching, there's going to be a petition going out. This is not even about the campaign. I'm asking us as Winnipeggers to save ourselves. And there was candidates who know about this. When Glenn Murray was and I hate, and I apologize, this is not my, I don't mean to do this, but when he was mayor, he knew about this because the year after, they stopped testing. And in that report, it said every single year, there are 10 areas in Winnipeg that must be tested. Why did we stop testing? Why would an agency tell us that every single year it needs to be tested? I mean, does it make sense to anyone else, or am I just you know? So when we're talking about water, I know I'm super passionate about this. I know it's a lot of information. I know it's very nuanced. I get it. I understand that it's hard. It's hard because it's not something we talk about. But I just need people to hear what I'm saying. I'm trying to, I can't unsee what I know. That's all I'm trying to say. I can't unsee what I know. I'm an ethical person. When I live here, when I run for mayor, when I go back to my practice, all I have is my integrity. And if I'm walking out of this campaign without Winnipeggers at least sounding the alarm, like I just don't know. I just don't know how to make people hear what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Sorry, and I apologize. I know that's a lot of information, and it's just I'm very passionate about it. I would never want my niece 40 years later to be suffering from something that I didn't do. That's it. That's the whole thing. I would never want my mom to suffer because I was so blind that I couldn't see truth.
Wow. Well, that's just a little taste of Rana's passion, and when I found that out too, it's like unbelievable. And here we are, just living our lives. And before, is there any questions?
That should be a heavy. Did anyone have any questions about that?
No? Yes? Another pointed question,
Sure.
Rana. You're single.
I am.
You live at home.
I live with my mom. My
You
mom
live-
lives with me. My mom and my sister, yeah.
And children.
No. Yeah, that's a good question. And, I guess it's interesting being a woman. Hey, guys, like, it's really interesting. It's, like, the invasiveness of people. Like, I owe people an explanation somehow. I owe people an explanation of what's wrong with her? Well, nothing. Nothing's wrong with me. I just, I had a tough 8-year relationship, and I think I was strong enough to not be in it anymore. And I encourage anyone to not be where they're not supposed to be, number one. And, when people talk about children, I think they should self-reflect when they're asking anyone that question, whether it's me, whether it's family members, whether it's anyone. I was diagnosed at 23 or 24 with premature ovarian failure. So I've been on literally full hormone replacement therapy for 20 years of my life. And so when people ask me that question, because I had to mourn that, I had to grieve that. I come from a family of 5 children. I have 5 siblings. Like, in my world, in my culture, in my beautiful existence that I'm so proud to live in, children are the greatest gift. They're everything, right? And what do you do when you're handed that? And then have to talk about it or somehow defend it, or, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate you asking the question and giving me a safe space to have that conversation, right? Because it's not an easy conversation to have, but I'm not, I'm a ride or die, true to the max person. It doesn't matter to me. That was my path. That's something that I had to, like I said, I had to grieve it. I had to really come to terms with this idea that it was never going to happen to me in that natural way. Will I have children? Yeah, I think I'll probably adopt. I think that I might adopt children. I might I might use my sister's eggs if we want to get really personal. If everyone needs to know, like, I might do things because I definitely do want children. But when Zyra was born, my niece, my youngest sister's daughter, was born, and if you go over my social media, you'll see her every second day because she's just the love of my life. I realized that, I'm so much more, it's so much more powerful to be a mom at. It's so much more powerful to have this child in your life that that she's with me all the time. I take her everywhere I go through this campaign. She's saying things that nobody in my entire life generation ancestors would have ever seen before. But this beautiful child who is such a gift to us, she gets to see it all, and so for now, she's my baby girl, and she's everything. She's life. She's the absolute pride and joy of my existence. She's so funny. She stands at the bottom of the stairs. She's like, Auntie Rana, when she wants my attention, and she's great. But I'll tell you a funny story about her because I have to. Her mom told her the other day, Zyra, like, you can't just ask Auntie for anything and just get it, even though whatever she asks for, I mean, I'm spoiling her, right? She's my baby. And then she goes to me, she's just like, because she no longer can have immediate things. So she comes to me and she's just like, Auntie, one day, can I have this? Instead of being right away. So now she's just like, one day, can I have this one day? I'm like, for sure, kid. Whatever you want, it's all yours. Here, take my clothes, take my shoes, take my jewelry, whatever you want, it's all yours. But yeah, so that's the whole thing. And I just want to go back to my mom and my dad and my parents and my own, who I am as a woman. Like, I'm a Pakistani woman, I'm a Muslim woman, I come from a different culture, I come from a different place, and I'm very proud of where I come from. It's given me pillars of things that I know that I never waver on. I never waver on some things because I'm grounded in that. And it's such a powerful thing. And like any of us, no matter who we are, where we're from, when we know who we are, it's such a powerful thing. but yeah, we take care of our parents, period. We will shut down businesses, we will shut down life, we will do everything to take care of our parents. And that's just my life. And I'll tell you, my dad passed away 2 years ago. And if you ever watched me in history and in the past, you'll see that my dad was like my life. Like, he was my biggest supporter. He was just everything in life to me. And when he passed away, I literally grieve 2 years later every day. It's never been okay. I don't know if it will ever be okay. It's very painful. It's very sad. It's very empty without him. But one of the best moments in my life were when he passed away, me knowing exactly what I needed to do, because I was with him every day. I was with him. He had never gone a single day. Like, my parents had never gone a single day in their entire life, ever, without at least 2 of the 5 children with them. Somebody is always with them, always. And I think that I'm very lucky and blessed to do that. And I recognize not a lot of people can do that. And I recognize there's a lot of families who don't have that. So I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that I have that strength, but it also makes me who I am.
Most definitely. All right. Yes, Deb. That was Robin running in front of the camera. That's okay.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that, Rana, and of course my sympathies on the loss of your father. And I totally can understand that and empathize with that, the importance of parents and the importance of seniors. And like you identified, not every senior has a child, has a caregiver, has that connection. And especially now over this last few years, there are a lot of seniors who are isolated. So I'm wondering your thoughts on making Winnipeg a more senior-friendly or more aging-friendly city.
If I may, thank you for the question. And I'd like to tell the audience, this is totally not planned at all. This is actually a question, and thank you. So my third announcement was making Winnipeg an age-friendly city. So while everyone's talking about being a night mayor or whatever they're talking about, I made it a point to ensure that Winnipeg was an age, when I'm mayor, guaranteed, I'm not wavering on this, Winnipeg has to be the most age-friendly city. And I had a few pillars of that. How do we do that? Well, it's everything from accessibility. Making sure that if you're a senior by yourself and you actually don't have the support that I'm talking about, that I'm blessed to have, that you can go to a bus stop and actually get to a bus stop. We don't need bus stops in the middle of a forest where nobody can get to. What are we doing? People wait months for doctor's appointments. With the healthcare system as it is, people wait months to get that one appointment. And then we tell them, go on a bus to get there? In this scenario, are we joking? That's not who we are. That's not who we are as people. That's not who we are as Winnipeggers. So as the demographic changes, why can't we plan ahead? What is so difficult for people to walk out of politics for 5 minutes and think, there's a demographic shift that is happening aggressively in this city. And there's people in this city who need help, and with inflation rising and with all these things. Yes, so it's accessibility. It's making sure that if you're a senior, you need help. If you're an independent living senior and you need help, you can't shovel your snow, you can't get out of your driveway. Why can't we have volunteers? Why can't you call 311 for someone to come and shovel your driveway? Call me, I'll do it. What are we doing? It makes no sense, because on the one hand, we are those people. We are those people. When you call for help, we will do it. But we've never given the opportunity for that to happen. So yes, it's accessibility. Yes, it's handy transit or Winnipeg Plus now. What's appalling to me is the fact that you have seniors on the phone for 45 minutes trying to book an appointment to go to appointment. Do we feel that that's good? Does anyone feel good about that? Would you want your parent to be sitting like that? I would never allow that. I wouldn't allow it for not only mine, but any friends, any other family who are in that situation. I would never allow that. We treat people with dignity. We treat people with respect. You know, we don't do this to people. It's awful. And what do they feel like? Do we not have empathy? We don't know what they feel like when they're sitting on the phone, feeling like there's some kind of burden. It's awful. So no, I appreciate the question. So I have an age-friendly policy. I want Winnipeg to be the most age-friendly city in the country. Can we do it? Absolutely. Should we do it? It's a necessity. Is it going to be very difficult to do? Is it, well, we've never done it that way? Don't buy into that. We make those decisions. We prioritize as people. The city as people, we make those decisions. So we have to prioritize it. As a group, as a community. Do we value our seniors? Yes, okay, let's do it. You know, make them safe on the street. Make sure they're safe in their homes. Make sure they have help where they need it. Make sure they're not trying to shovel 5 feet of snow. You know, it's everything from handy transit to accessibility to community centers, making sure that if they're going to a family picnic, how do you expect them to wheel onto grass? So you have an entire family gathering in one corner, and then you have a senior who may or may not have someone to help them. Is it really difficult to make sure that there are paths leading to picnic tables? It doesn't have to be permanent paths. Every other city in the world has figured it out. Can we do it? Probably. You know, to community centers, you know, ensuring that community centers are accessible, that we have programming, that we're age friendly. If we want to deal with our crime issues, if we want to deal with the issues that we're dealing with, we need to start to become a community again. Neighbors need to know neighbors. Families need to know families. Your kids should be safe on the street. Let's think back to the block parent days, our olden days. How did we grow up? I mean, I'm 45 years old. How did we grow up? I can tell you, I was living in Enola, and I was on a gravel road, and if someone saw that, you know, the Bokhari kids were being bad, we were told. Like, it wasn't happening, and that was out in the country. You know, so yes, absolutely, 100%. And the fact that I announced it third should speak to the fact that, you know, for me, it's not an option. You know, and people will be able to tell when I'm making announcements, because frankly, I need earned media, or else how am I going to get elected? And people will know when it's something that I'm passionate about. You'll know by my voice, you'll know by my tone, you'll know by the words that I'm speaking that I believe in this. I'm not just saying this to get, you know, because I need, you know, my face in the paper, or else I'm never going to get elected. You know, and again, I could lie about that, but I'm being blunt. That's the fact. That's the truth.
Yes.
Sorry, that was a long-winded question. I appreciate you answering it because I love talking about it.
Well, you're getting a lot of airtime now.
Thank you.
But I think everybody here really appreciates and feels your passion for everything. And I know that the conversation is going to continue on, but we do have a very special guest to come on.
Yay!
And a little surprise. I feel kind of like Ellen or Oprah tonight. So
you get a car. You get
yes,
a car.
You get a car. You get a car. We all get cars. No, maybe a glass of Prosecco. Oh, is that okay? I know. But no. All I want to say is that all the women in Winnipeg, please go out and vote. I might tend toward a name on the ballot that will be right at the top of the ballot. But really, now more than ever, we really need your support. So thank you, Rana.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And
it's been awesome.
Yeah, so
how many more days? Who's counting?
No, I'm not counting, but I thank you.
Yes.
I thank you for the space. I thank you for always giving me that safe space and being such a, you know, I couldn't have imagined a more perfect team, and some of our team members are here. You know, Larissa's here, and Lindsay's back there, and I believe, you know, Rebecca and Charlie and Tracy. You guys, I mean, it's pretty historic. It's pretty historic to have a all-female team. I mean, imagine that. Like it's not anything. And I'm not talking, sorry, but I'm not talking about people with 20 years of political experience. That's not what I wanted. I wanted truth. I wanted reality, and that's what we got. So there's a lot of history to be made here. So go out and vote. Follow me on all the social medias, and I thank you for all that you do every single day.
Thank you, Rana. Don't go away. We're going to be back with Hue Living Room and Rooslana Zodek.
Yay!
All right, ladies, hold up your bags. Look at this. It is Ellen. It is Ellen. Okay, it's not a car, so don't get too excited, Carla. I know. But my beautiful guest now for Hue Living Room is Rooslana Zodek. Scentifique is your business, but you brought us such an amazing little gift bag. So first of all, what's in her bag?
Thank you, Tracy. So, first of all, I wanted to surprise you with some samples of the stuff we hold at Scentifique Holistic Wellness Boutique. It's all natural, and I brought you Maple Beauty face cream. It's basically done with maple extract that considered as natural Botox, ladies. Yeah, it's huge, and for sure you can try. I put enough to try a few days. You're not going to feel anything on your first application, but once you start using this one, you can feel how your skin becomes like uplifted, and it's very good for your elastin, for your collagen. So try this one. And the other one is a firming serum for décolleté and neck area, because we tend to take good care of our face area, but we tend to forget that this is part of our very important piece on our
Our neck.
body, right? And it can tell exactly and show our age. So we want to make sure we take good care of this part as well. And I put some explanations, what is it about, and it's very rich in omega-3 and vitamin E, and as I mentioned, it's all natural with geranium essential oil. So you can try it out and enjoy this one. The other one I brought you, it's a nice brochure about private perfume session creation. So I'm a certified aromatherapist. And one of the things that I'm doing, I'm helping women to create their scent, unique scent. We're all unique, and we should have our unique scent to wear, because our sense of smell, it's one of the most important, that we can remember people and remember places and remember something from our past by specific smells. So this one could be 101. Or this one could be done in groups, friends. I do lots of women nights or
Well,
fun
that sounds like so much fun.
parties.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's
we'll
and
have
you
to do
can
this.
read about it in the back. And I put a brochure about Maple Beauty Cream. You can read about this one as well. And the amazing part, I put my details and a special gift, a special discount coupon of 20% if you use coupon Rana20.
There you
So,
go.
especially for you
Aw.
ladies, you can enjoy it. You can
Aw.
go on the website and enjoy. And good luck to Rana, of course. And yeah, we wish you lots of luck.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I think all natural products will support you ladies here, and you can feel your best from inside out.
Oh, well, big round of applause, everybody. Big round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay, show's done now. No. Oh, Ruslana, it's so amazing, I guess, when you get into the area of smell. Not a sexy
Absolutely.
thing, so to speak, but it is so important. How did you get involved in all of this aromatherapy and everything else that you do?
So basically, you could be surprised, but it's a very sexy topic to talk about. And with the smell, we can attract other. Yeah, we can attract people with our smell. It's unconscious, but yeah, it's something that work on this level.
Wow.
And for me, aromatherapy, I discovered 15 years ago when I was with my first pregnancy. And aromatherapy and essential oils basically helped me to carry a healthy baby, to deliver, and for postpartum.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
And
I'm sorry. So, how did it help you?
okay, so essential oils and natural lifestyle, it's very, very important when you carry a baby, when you get prepared to become a mother, and after that, a recovery. And I was suffering for hormonal issues, and I was dealing with lots. I went to look around for different techniques and stuff that might help me to get pregnant and to have a healthy pregnancy and not to suffer after that. And essential oils, aromatherapy, basically helped me not only during pregnancy, but even after that to fight with non-sexy things that we called postpartum depression. So many women suffer from this, but none of them used to talk about it. I hope now people are more open to discuss this topic, but back in the days, 15 years ago, it wasn't so, and for me it was a huge surprise. I thought the day I'll become a mom, it would be the most happy day of my life, and I was surprised it wasn't, because I was very happy to have my child, but I was crying all the day and I couldn't understand why. And of course, the best and the easiest way to treat this one is to give you a pill. But I decided I don't want to take any pills. I want to try the natural thing. And this is how I discover change of lifestyle. This is how I discover Chinese medicine those days. This is how I discover aromatherapy. And if you're a bit familiar with essential oil, so ylang ylang essential oil and neroli essential oil and lavender helped me a lot with my postpartum recovery.
Amazing. And so now you've parlayed this into your own business and made Winnipeg your home.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit of background on
Okay,
yourself.
yeah, I have a very interesting background. I was born in Ukraine. And in 1991, my parents made a decision to relocate to Israel. So when I was 9, we moved to Israel, and I lived there for 26 years. So I speak Russian, Ukrainian, and Hebrew, and I don't really know which one of them is my native language. I think both of them. We used to say the language you dream, this is your language. So I dream all of these languages, I don't know. So when people ask me, your accent is very different. Where is it from? I say, oh, it's complicated. It's a combination of Hebrew, Russian, and Ukraine. So I'm not sure. And 6 years ago, me and my husband, we made a decision to come to Canada. And my husband said, we have to go. Here is a more secure place to raise kids. And without him, I would not move here. To be honest with you, I was scared because I knew what immigration is for first time, and it was tough for my parents. I remember them from my childhood. It was really traumatic. I didn't want to bring any trauma to my kids again, but we had what to lose. But we made this decision because my husband told me one wise thing, that it's better we try and regret, and then we can go back, instead of not trying and regret all our lives, right? And in Hebrew, you say you change your place, you change your luck. And so basically, when I moved here, first of all, I'm not regretting, and I'm very happy, and I think every day, and I think, and I say to my husband, I'm so happy that I followed your advice and we moved here. But here, I basically opened my business and decided to chase my dreams and to combine together all the things that I'm very passionate about. I don't think I could make it back to Israel. Yeah.
So, Rooslana, in your opinion, you have met so many women, because I'm just using that right now because
Oh yeah.
it's all women here. How do we rank? Or where do we rank? Or maybe we don't rank Winnipeg women.
You know what? I think in Winnipeg, and many people ask me why you decided to come to Winnipeg, right? So before we made this decision, we did a big trip around Canada. And I like Winnipeg because of the community here. And when you see this on the cars, Friendly Manitoba, it's not just for a sign. It's really friendly because the community and the passion and the smile on the face is not fake. I could not see in any other province. And once we came here, it's a huge Israeli community here, big Russian community, and now it's a huge Ukrainian community here. And so I don't see myself in any other province. And I think we have a very unique, something very unique here. And I have friends all around Canada right now. And when they come see and visit me in Winnipeg, they say, oh, wow, we don't have it in other provinces. And more of that, I have friends who moved from other provinces to Winnipeg. And nobody
Thank you.
Yeah, like we tend to hear about those who live to Toronto, to BC, but it's not sexy to move to Winnipeg. And I'm here to change it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yes, let's all use that maple extract all over us. I mean, we're going to bathe in that. Okay, so now let's talk about your business, Scentifique.
Yeah.
Largely female,
Yeah.
or there are some males that do come?
There are males, and I have to tell you that males that come to see me, they come back. They're the most loyal clients I have, because one, you have a man who tried the aftershave, and they could feel the difference between what they buy at, I don't want to say any brands, but elsewhere.
Yes.
And they say, oh, this is the best. I didn't know something like that could happen to my skin. And they come back. And usually it happens like this. The wife comes first, and then she brings kids, and then she brings husband. And then husband stays. This is how it works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, is it your own personal sense of smell? Like you bring all of like the different essential oils, and is it your sense of smell that brings out your own scent?
So it's not, honestly, it's not about the smell. So we tend to think that aromatherapy is, oh, this smells good, this smells bad. So basically it's not. Aromatherapy, it's about these healing molecules that we have inside each and every oil. And every oil is different. The smell is like a side effect of the molecules you have inside. So it's very easy to fake the smell. For example, the most popular is lavender. So if you smell fake lavender vs real essential oils, you will not feel the difference. But the fake one will not heal you.
No.
Sometimes even it can make you an allergy or a headache or something like that, because sometimes we tend to think that we have allergy for essential oils, but basically it's not for essential oils, it's for synthetic smells that we tend to use in popular brands, because essential oils are pretty expensive, so you cannot use them too much. And if you go around and you can smell a very strong scent, it's not a real essential oil, because a real essential oil is not going to smell very strongly. So smells, scents, it's very nice, but it's like we have to remember it's like side effects. If you want to treat or help with any condition, for example, eczema or sleep disorders or something like that, so a person who comes to see me for a consultation, of course we will build a blend with some smells that the client can tolerate, because if he doesn't like the smell, they're not going to use it, right? But it's not for the smell, it's for the molecules that you can inhale them, or you can apply them topically, and they can go to your bloodstream between 3 to 10 minutes.
Wow.
So it's amazing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is why aromatherapy called an art and science at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
it's very interesting.
Well,
yeah.
we're so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a special weekend coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Winnipeg, we are going to be part of the World Wellness Weekend.
Absolutely. So World Wellness Weekend is going to happen 6 times in this year all around the world, and first time in Manitoba. So myself and Lori Berkman, we are ambassadors for Manitoba. And basically what we were doing and working very hard is to reach out to wellness businesses and individuals and venues to offer them to do something for free and open for the community to basically spread the wellness around. And because we are friendly, Manitoba, I'm very glad and very proud to say that as of right now, we could organize more events than any other province in Canada. Yeah,
Amazing.
And it's not only for the quantity; it's for the quality. We have amazing businesses here that say the moment me and Lori reach out to them, they say, "Of course, sure." So. On September 16th, 17th, and 18th, there would be lots of free events around the city. And if you go to wellmap.org and put Winnipeg, you can see all the events. Most of them already sold out.
Oh,
But
wow.
we still have some good ones. For example, on Sunday, we have Self-Care Sunday for Women from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Full day. With lots of wellness, good contact for women in Clarion Hotel. It's including nutrition, fitness tips, yoga, and some mindfulness stuff that's very, very recommended. You can register yourself and bring your friends. And it's all about you. It's all about self-care. It's all about find this time to take care on the most important thing that you have.
Why
Take
did
care
it
of
take
you.
us so long to become part of this?
Oh, you see. Yeah.
And
yeah,
thanks
but
to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I really encourage each one of you to go on wellmap.org and register and enjoy. I personally met the founder, Jean-Guy Gabriac, 3 months ago. He was in Winnipeg. And he was talking about Warm Wellness Weekend and that he's looking for ambassadors. And this is how we basically started this journey this year. And I'm very, very proud and very happy because me and Lori, we've done a really good job and we brought an amazing team on board. We have two of amazing ladies sitting here that organizing events. So thank you, ladies. Yeah, and this is what amazing about our community.
Oh, and so I guess if it comes full circle for you, Rooslana, being here in Winnipeg and I guess sitting in a stranger's backyard with 20 other incredible women only in Winnipeg and Robin.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And honestly, I think because of your support, ladies, and because your openness, and we can do great things together. Like, it's all starts from our mindset, from our dreams, and we cannot do it on ourselves. We need support, and I think the most important thing that we can do is to support each other.
Oh, so
Yeah.
well said. So well said.
Thank you.
What does the future lie for Rooslana and her husband and your child?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids
One
now.
of them
Okay,
is
wow.
a true North Canadian. She was born
Oh.
here 3 years ago. Yeah. So of course, when I'm talking from business perspective, I look to grow. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist, aromatherapist, and a Reiki master. And what I'm doing in my business, I'm combine all these 3 together, and then I can see real good results. Because we can now, we have a really good doctors here, but doctors are responsible to take care when we are sick, right? It's our responsibility to make the right choices, not to become sick, to prevent, right? We call it prevention medicine, and this is the choices of today, how our next years would be look like, because we can live longer. it doesn't mean our quality of living would be good, right? So for me and people like me who are from wellness industry, it's important to educate and to help you to make the right choices. And this is my why. And this is what I'm passionate about. And I believe that when you see a person who is passionate about something, like Rana mentioned before, you cannot fake it, right? You cannot fake it. And it's come from inside out, right? And when we are looking for, when you're asking me for my personal life,
Yeah.
of course, I want to travel more. I want to
Yes.
discover this amazing, like this, for example, this summer we discovered Manitoba. We did a lot of camping. I like to travel, and hopefully we'll travel more in next years. Yeah, have some quality time. I'm very busy, but the time I'm with my family and with my kids, I want to have a quality time.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Well, we wish you and your family all the
Thank you
best.
so much.
And you're now part of our Hue crew. You're now part of our community, and whatever support in any way, Rooslana, we're here.
Thank you so much. I really
Yes.
appreciate it. Thank you.
So, does anybody have any questions for Rooslana? Everybody's like, oh, you do. Lindsay.
Thank you. Actually, it's not so much a question as it is focusing on community. So I wanted to wish you a Shana Tova, Rooslana, and to
Toda
have a
raba.
sweet and happy New Year.
Toda rabah, Shana Tova. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yes, yes, this is
Shana
important.
Tova is Happy
Yes,
New Year,
important
yeah.
time of day,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
time of year for you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Rana, last words.
How do we help you expand? What do you need to expand? What can we do to support?
Just spread the word about my business. I'm basically, to be honest with you, I'm not advertised at all. It's all about people refer people, because when I don't need to tell someone it will heal you, it will help you. I'm not a doctor. Even doctors cannot promise you that, right? But when people feel the difference, and it starts with their skin, right? The basic one is like skin care products and all this stuff. But when moms come to me because their kids have eczema, or they have issues, or sleep disorders, or diarrhea, or any other gut issues, and I can help them with natural stuff, there is nothing that they can be more thankful than that. And then they will send their friends and family, and this is how my business basically grows. And I would be more than happy if you try the products, if you like them, if you be my clients, and if you can refer other people to know about me, it would be amazing.
Oh, and do you do anything for dogs?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It was a request.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sold. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. A few drops in the water bowl, and that's
Oh
good.
yeah, and
Okay.
I do a shampoo for dogs,
Oh, okay.
and
I'm
yeah,
gonna
whatever.
buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Yes, he's not here tonight. Yes, for no obvious reason, but no. Thank you once again, Ms. Lana.
Thank you so much.
One of the beautiful ladies that we've all met.
Thank you
Robin.
so much.
And Robin. Before we wrap up, though, I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. It's meant so much to me, to Rana, to Rooslana, and I just want to say cheers if everybody still has a glass.
My glass is there. Yeah.
So as we wrap up,
Thank you.
here's to the Hue women and continuing on our journey. Whatever that may look like, we will always be together and we will always love and cherish each other. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you. And thank you all out there. Good night.